Hello everyone and welcome to this latest episode in our video diary series. I'm Henry Higgins and it has been a fantastic week overall in relation to work, in relation to exercise and yoga, in relation to diet, in relation to watching horror movies. It's Halloween month, don't you know? And just in general, it's been an excellent week. Starting with the exercise and the yoga, things have continued on from there. I'm not where I want to be at this point in time, but we're definitely getting there. I did say in last week's video that we were going to have footage of me doing the exercises over the top of this up in the corner here. However, that hasn't came to pass for a number of reasons, mainly to do with lighting. So I'm looking for remedies for that, so hopefully I can get something done for that next week. But I've ramped up the exercises, so in the sense of we're going deeper in the lunges, we're holding the positions for a little longer, various little things to extend the bespoke mixtape that we currently have, while also with the bespoke workout, things are being held a little longer, dips and squats are going a little deeper. I'm hoping by the end of the year things will show progress more in line with what I'm hoping to achieve, but either way things are going in the right direction. As it relates to work, that has been going really well also. We're only halfway through the month and we have we've already exceeded certain targets. The morale is picking up quite a bit after a tough time. We had our one-to-one meetings, we had our team meeting, that all went well, and it just seems like there's a confidence about the place that was missing during the dark times of the lockdown and the working from home. That said, there is going to be an announcement by the Welsh Government tomorrow. It appears that the bulk of what's going to be discussed has been leaked, and with the COVID situation we are going to be entering into another full lockdown. The main difference this time, we have been given a time frame for it. So it's going to be from 6 p.m. on the 23rd of October all the way through to midnight at the end of the 8th of November, going into the 9th of November. So it's just over 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks then, it's like 17 days. So with that being a set in stone time frame, I'm hoping more people will adhere to it rather than flaunt it. There are still people out there who don't seem to grasp that the reason we're having to enter this period of lockdown is because they themselves they're not adhering to the guidelines that are already there, which is why they've had to get more severe. There are still people not wearing masks. There are still people, when they wear the mask, they're wearing it under their chin or under their nose, completely removing the purpose of what the mask is. There are so many things. They're congregating in large groups. They're not giving us a chance to properly get past this virus. Because of the lockdown that's going to be in place, it looks like I will be working from home again, at least for that 3-week period. That in itself isn't going to be too bad because they've already established the time frame for it. And working from home, I have access to pretty much everything I have in the office, so that'll be all good as well. We'll just have to see how that goes. On a more personal level, I have continued to be playing through Mafia 3. I'm enjoying it almost as much as I did the previous time. I say almost because the twists in the story aren't twists anymore, they're obviously revelations I already know. And I'm laughing at, as much as I love the game, as much as I love the story, as much as I love the shooting and driving mechanics, the AI at times is laughably bad. They will just wander over and see a dead body and just wander over to it and then get shot themselves. Today I was playing it a little bit and a guy just walked off a bridge. It's a bridge where it's at a dock, so there's a boat. Normally the boat's raised so you can walk off the bridge onto the boat, but the boat was down here, so he just walked off. That was hilarious. But overall the game is fantastic. I'm really enjoying working my way through it. I have Vampire, which was part of the PS Plus free games for October, ready to download. It's a game I haven't played, so I'm looking forward to giving that a go. PlayStation 5 stuff is ramping up as well. However, I probably won't be getting a PlayStation 5 until April or May of 2021. By that point, hopefully it's going to be the second batch of the console, so any bugs and any issues from the first batch will have been looked at and fixed and overcome, and hopefully it will have came down in price a little bit, and also the launch games will hopefully be down in price also. I can then have a good ready-made library from when I purchased the console. That's a way down the line though. What isn't a way down the line though is Halloween. October, for horror aficionados like myself, is Halloween month. Been watching a horror movie every single evening for the month of October. Last night it was Josh in his introduction to horror with the movie Idle Hands, starring Devon Sawa, Jessica Alba and Seth Green. He absolutely loved it. I haven't seen it in a very long time, so it was a good catch up for me as well. I thought it was great. It's very late 90s horror though, very late 90s teen horror. Some aspects of it are dated, some are what you expect from a teen horror movie. Gratuitous violence, titillation, it was an epic thing. So we're looking at maybe moving on to some more teen friendly horror rather than outright slasher stuff. So Final Destination and Scream are on the horizon for him as well. As for me, I'm just going to be working through some of the classics. As I mentioned last week, and as you can see here, there is a list of horror movies we're working through. Friday the 13th was on the 13th. Halloween is going to be on Halloween. The rest you can see, and I'm having a blast working through all these horror movies. I've loved horror movies for as long as I can remember. My Uncle Mick introduced me to horror movies, watching Friday the 13th Part 5, I think was the first horror movie I watched. I was 8, maybe 9 years old when we watched that, and I've been a horror movie fan ever since. So I thank him for my love of horror, and October has been a great month. As I say, I've been watching horror movies one a day. What horror movies have you been watching? Have you been taking part in a movie marathon, or do you just have something set up for Halloween itself? Let me know in the comments below. Of course, Halloween isn't the only holiday on the horizon. We also have Christmas. Now, Christmas is probably going to be a bit messed up thanks to the COVID pandemic and such like. However, I know I mentioned this previously, that I got most of the Christmas presents. I now have all of the Christmas presents that I need to get, bar one, which is Joshua's main present. I'm waiting on, we have a thing at work, it's a Christmas club where we put in a set amount from our salary into a separate pot, and then in October, early November, we get that money back and we can use that to help buy Christmas presents, pay for Christmas, whatever else we're going to be doing around that time. So I myself will be getting £1,200 last week of October, first week in November. I'll be using that, not all of it, I'm not insane, but I will be using that to get Joshua's main Christmas present, and the rest to fund food and whatever else we're going to be doing over that time. Plus put some of it away because I am eventually finally going to get myself a new PC. In the meantime though, since I was getting a number of items from Amazon for various people, I went and got myself this little beauty. How cute is she? £5 from Amazon. The reason I did it was, buying it on its own, the postage was roughly the same, But since I was getting these other things, the postage was free, and that is a bargain you cannot mess with. So I'm happy with that. I'm still concerned there's not been any Birds of Prey Harley Quinn figures, or even the other Birds of Prey, even your standard 6-inch action figures that you normally get for everything. I'm really hoping it's a COVID thing that's just delayed the production and they've just not skipped it, because that would be silly, especially with how popular Harley Quinn is herself, how many costumes she had in that movie, how many figures they could make. But for now, this little beauty, she will take pride of place somewhere. I'm torn between doing an unboxing on her or not. As you can see here, you can open the display and you can see the figure, and she comes with a little mallet. You can see here, she comes with a little gun, and she comes with a little Joker card. It's incredibly cute. So I'm torn between unboxing it or simply just leaving her in the box. And if we do, we will do it as an actual unboxing video, possibly with a couple of other Harleys that we haven't opened yet. Before we get to that though, tomorrow is 2017 in our Movie of the Decade series. So we're almost there. We've got 17, 18, 19 in the finale, so we've got 4 episodes left. I did get some messages questioning why Zootopia came number 1 in the 2016 list above Deadpool. That was what I was mentioning before, where I figured that would be the cat amongst the pigeons thing, especially being such comic book movie fans that we are, me and Josh, and how great Deadpool was and how anticipated it was. But in the video, if you haven't seen it, I suggest you go back and watch it. We explain why Zootopia was number 1 and Deadpool was number 2. Will there be as many controversies in 2017's video? That's for you to decide. 2018's was probably the hardest one to do because there were so many great movies in 2018. And 2019 had a bit of recency bias, obviously. But yeah, 2016 has been the one where I've got the most messages about the number 1 movie, which I figured was going to be the case. I appreciate everyone, bar 2 people, being respectful about me making that decision and why they respectfully disagreed with it. Thank you very much for that. That was some awesome chats we had. As for the couple of people who were not respectful about it, you are entitled to your opinion, but please learn to put that opinion across in a way that someone will actually take it on board, rather than just dismiss you as cranks. For next week, just to round out the video here, obviously we'll be doing more DDP Yoga and bespoke exercises. We'll be watching more horror movies, playing more Mafia, getting excited hopefully for what will be a banner cinema year next year. The box office is down 91% on this time 2019. It's obvious and understandable why, but that is a nasty statistic for the box office, for the studios, for the cinemas, for everything. That could, for a lot of cinema chains, be something they can't recover from. So that's a frightening prospect there as well. But I'm hoping, with news that the vaccines are being prepared, we hopefully should have them available by December, early January. The 2021 sees a resurgence in all of the performing arts, including sports, wrestling, movies, theatre, music, anything like that where they haven't been able to perform in front of the public. Hopefully we can get back to that for ourselves next week, other than the horror movies and the video games. I am looking at rebranding the channel itself. A Bit of Everything was a catch-all term. It was only supposed to be a temporary name for the channel, and it, as the name suggests, is because we were going to cover a bit of everything. There was going to be unboxing videos, movie reviews, which we haven't done for a while. This kind of content, the top 10 movies of the decade thing, the bespoke things, the putting the bookcase together, the building, which we haven't done a lot of as well, but there's a few things where we'll put things together, build things. So A Bit of Everything was a catch-all term then. However, I'm thinking that it's time for a change. What that will be, I don't know. I do have an inkling, I do have a plan in my head, I have an idea, but I'm going to feel it out first. I'm thinking changing it from a bit of everything to the third. For those who don't know, my full name is Henry Higgins III, and I've been using, as a homage from Mafia 3, I've been using this icon, which is the 3 in the square. I'm really proud of the texture I've managed to give this icon as well. And I'm just thinking of rebranding the whole channel to the third. However, I'm thinking it's one of those things that sounds great when I say it at first, but the more I say it, the more stupid it sounds, kind of thing. So I'm thinking of the third and then maybe something else after it. The third quadrant, the third sector, something like that. So it will be a bit of everything for the moment, but we'll see what we can do changing that going forward. If it is possible, if it is feasible, changing it to something like the third, insert final word here. But for now, we are a bit of everything. I am Henry Higgins III. Josh is Josh. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to spend it with us on this channel, on this video. Please like, share and subscribe. Look out for the Movies of the Decade 2017 video tomorrow. If you haven't seen any of the previous episodes, go and watch them. Catch up before we get to the finale in 4 weeks' time.
But please, look after yourself, look after each other, wear a mask, keep yourself safe, and we'll see you again soon. Goodbye.